government has also put in place a structure to make it look like what they have in mind.
Join us on our lens on Women Radio 91.7 FM.
How do we stop crime in the society? Because at the end of the day, if a man cannot provide for his wife anymore, he looks for all that means.
Because we should address Nigerian problems. We should not.
Our lens every Monday to Friday by 9:05 a.m. as women across Nigeria tackles trending issues, one honest, thought-provoking discussion at a time. Because when women speak, the world listens.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning, how are you? I'm fine, you're fine. Something. I'm trying to remember the songs that my kids sing at the nursery, but that works. Time check, it is 10 minutes past 9. This morning, you are tuned into Women Radio 91.7. The Voice of Women, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Today is the penultimate day of the year 2025. What that means is today is the second to the last day of the year, the big English I just spoke. And it's just a beautiful day to be grateful that we have seen the second to the last day of the year, and we will see the last day of the year as well. My name is Fumi Bangala. This is Her Lens, a program on Women Radio where we talk about different topical issues affecting women. Basically, we're sharing our 2 cents on things that we're just like, waiting be. Most of the time is waiting be this. And you can watch us live on YouTube at WFM 917. You can listen to us live on the go, www.wfm917.com. The phone lines, of course, will be open for you to call to make your own contributions, to give your own 2 kobo. 07000-917-917, 09155-917-917, or you can call our toll-free line, which is, if you don't have credit, 0800-1235-917. You can text or WhatsApp us on 08155-917-917 or 0703-1756-537. Join me today. I'm not alone. I never work alone. Is none other than Miriam.
Good morning.
Mary,
For me.
can you hear my drum? Can you hear my drum roll for you?
No, I cannot hear your drum roll, but I heard your song in the beginning.
Now, can you hear my drum roll?
Are you drumming?
I'm always looking for Miriam's trouble, but out of me and Emmanuel, who looks for your trouble the most?
No, definitely.
Emmanuel. I don't even think I look for your trouble, safe. No,
No.
I don't even look for your trouble.
Except when it comes to taking pictures.
Except when it comes to taking pictures. But when last night, oh, come on, you take my picture on Monday. God could have caught you. How are you this morning, Miriam? It's good to see you.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, though. I'm tired. Let me know. We have this thing of when somebody asks you how you are, you just say, I'm fine. No, I'm actually tired. I've been tired for 2 weeks. Tired in the sense that I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm not sleeping well. So it's affecting I don't know, what do they call it, circadian rhythm, where your body is used to a particular rhythm, and then when maybe something happens, maybe you go through a traumatic experience or whatever, it messes with that rhythm. So mornings have been really, really hard. I mean, I shared with you a screenshot of myself, right? Mornings have been really hard. This morning, I sat down with Tom, a pack of Tom. I sat down with gum, water, that anything that want to happen, let it happen. But I still find myself so I'm hoping that by the new year, I don't know what I'm going to do to get back into it. I'm also sleeping late, which is bad. I'm not sure why I'm sleeping late. It's almost like I have lost count of the days or the hours. So by the time I look at the time, I'm like, oh wow, it's 12 o'clock, which is not my style. My style is I know what time I'm going to bed. Even my natural body that will tell you, oh, it's time for bed. Nothing.
No longer working.
I'm not joking. Nothing. Even normally, if I sleep by 12, I can wake up by 4 and I'm still okay. I can survive on 2 hours of sleep and I'm okay. But in the last 2 weeks, and partly why it's been like that for me. When I told you, was it last week? Yeah, last 2 weeks ago. Oh, it's 2 weeks now. So it has messed with my sleeping. So I'm always I find myself always tired. I find myself always dozing off. Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know whichever one. Before mothers will come and say I don't love my children. My children are around. They were with with my parents last week, but then I was supposed to take them on Monday. But I also know that today's my husband's birthday, so I know he wants to spend his birthday. Thank you. He wants to spend his birthday with them. Then New Year's is on Thursday, and he will say, "Oh, come bring my children." So I said, you know what? I'll leave them and rough it out, and then next week on Sunday I'll take them to my mom because work starts proper, next week. So yeah, that's just it. So I'm on my rough. Thankfully, my sister is home, so in the mornings she's the one with the kids now, so I'm okay. But yeah, it's been hectic. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you give me a bed now, I will sleep. Yeah. As long as nobody comes to knock on my door, because I've turned into a light sleeper. Well, I'm okay. All this let's get into it. The stories that for today. Okay, media personality Oluwatobi sparks reaction as she reveals what she would do if the father of her child goes behind her back to secretly run a DNA test. And that's what she said. She said, "Look, if I ever find out you went behind my back to run a DNA test on a child I struggled so much to bring to the world, then best believe you're never having access to that child again." And as she was replying, somebody that said, "No matter how much you love your woman, my brother do that DNA test." If you ask my thoughts on DNA test, I'm very, very like half and half about it. I'm very, very. Why the need for the DNA test? What's the point of it? Why do you want to do it? What was the reason? If both of you have been faithful to each other, then why? Because, and my argument always is, I don't know how many children you have outside.
But you know how many a woman has.
Yeah, I don't know how many children you have outside. They say that is when a man dies that you know how many children he has outside. So why are you asking me for a DNA test? Can I do a lie detector test for you as well to know if the rest of that on me, or if you have a child or a son outside? I mean, for me, it's the principle of a thing. That's how I feel about DNA test. But then if you now go behind my back to do it, because you're saying in essence is that you do not trust me. Is it possible that you're projecting on me, maybe based off of maybe your friend's situation, your things that your friends have said, but still? No. Anyway, what are your thoughts on it, Miriam?
I feel like it's definitely a matter of trust. I think it's insecurity, honestly, because why are you having kids with someone you don't trust in the first place if you don't have that peace of mind? So it shows a lack of trust in your partner, and especially if it's done secretly, it's already connotes the idea that you don't trust the person and you think they are cheating or something, which is bad. Because if it's a situation of, because I saw some people saying, oh, child swapping and things like that, right? If it's that kind of situation, I feel like you'll be more upfront and honest with it. Oh, we've been hearing stories about, child swaps. Let's just do a DNA test so we don't find out that our child is not our blood group and something like that. But if you're doing it secretly, you don't trust your partner. You definitely do not trust your partner.
Simple. I think I hear you on the child swapping thing, but it's not as common as we think, right? Like,
right?
Back in the day, maybe where there were no things that they put in place to make sure that doesn't happen. But right now, in fact, it's as bad as, I'm trying to think of when I had my kids. Yeah, when I had my daughter, I didn't even see her because I was still in the theater. And then when she was cleaned, she was handed over to my mom or my husband. I can't remember. So we were not even in a place where maybe they just put all the children in one place. It was that my daughter was handed over to my mom. So it wasn't, oh, maybe we swapped a child. And then even at night, you already know what your child looks like. So who is swapping? Then for my son, the same thing. I didn't see him until like maybe hours, maybe the day after. And it was also the same thing. As soon as he was cleaned, he was handed over to my mom this time around. Or my mom and my husband were always there. So I don't know who carried him first or who carried her first. So in that kind of situation, I'm like, who's swapping your child? Because most times you can even say you want a private room if you're using a private hospital. Right. In general hospitals, okay, I do not know how general hospitals work, But I think I have been. The child is placed in the bassinet right next to you. So who is swapping your child? So yes, are there people that swap children? 100% yes. But at the same time, is that a reason to say you want to do a DNA test? No.
I feel like that's
Like,
just an excuse.
it's just an excuse. I saw a lady who posted that she had a DNA test as soon as she had her baby. I was like, for me, and the thing is, on the flip side,
Was she trying to prove something? Was she trying to prove something to him?
trying to prove that I'm a faithful woman.
Yeah, maybe, possibly.
Like, but please get out. Like, who are you trying to
let's
prove?
pick me. Oh my God. Trying to prove to him. And maybe
That
self
was no. But let's know your thoughts. Call us. The number to call is 07000 917 917 or 9155 917 917. And then you can call our toll free line or 800 1235 917 to tell us what are your thoughts on DNA, having a DNA test. Are you okay with your husband doing a DNA test behind your back? Or is this something that both of you would have talked about and said, you know what? Yeah, we can do. Maybe you want to preempt it and be like, before the man will not come and say the child is not mine, let me just do it right immediately, and then nobody can come at me and say the child doesn't look like me, the child doesn't have my husband's nose. And here's the thing, even children these days don't even look like their direct parents. I know someone, a family member who does not look like her dad or her mom. She looks like her dad's sister, like her auntie. So these days it's not by like that. You get.
Or maybe the woman that did the DNA test was trying to show it to his family or something.
Yeah,
Kind of
it could be that kind of thing. Maybe if the family has been somehow to her and she's like, yeah, look, this is my proof that yes, I'm not promiscuous or whatever like that. And I mean, it just begs, what kind of families are we getting married into? What kind of families are you? Like, it's just nyama. It's just nyama for me.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about? You can also
I actually wonder if he does the secret DNA test. Will he come and tell you, or is he going to take it to his grave?
You know what? That's another thing, because if you did it secretly, take it to your grave.
Right.
If you
then
find out that
like,
the child
like
is
that,
yours,
will not keep it secret. People like that will curious about it.
do we have a call? Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Ekarama.
Ekaro. Ekaro.
Ekar.
What's your name and where are you from?
Hello.
Can you call us back? Because I'm not sure if you can hear us. The line is a bit somehow. Oh, it's no 09155 917 917 07000 917 917, or you can call our toll-free line 0800 1235 917. You can send your text. We want to read your thoughts. 08155 917 917 or 0703 1756 0703 17 number here match. Oh my your millennium. Chat 08155 917 917. Text us on that one. Or we'll see your messages to tell us your thoughts on where do you stand on DNA test. Are you okay? I'm okay with having a DNA test. Shebi is my husband's child, no wahala. But if he does it behind you, is that where you draw the line? Or you're like, Shebi, you have done it, oh well. Because the thing is, if he does it behind you and the child is not yours, how do you now navigate that to be like, oh yeah, I was suspecting that my son, the boy was not my son because that's not how we used to behave in our family. I don't know. Like, or we are not hyper in our family. We don't jump up and down, but this your son is always jumping up and down. Like, what, there has to be something. I think that a conversation needs to be had first. I think that it is very, very devious for you to go ahead and do a test without informing the woman.
Right.
That's how I feel, because
except you don't have a healthy marriage.
Except you don't have a healthy marriage, because what do you guys talk about? You should be able to say, babe, you're gonna probably get angry, I'll get upset at what I'm going to say, but I'd like to do a DNA test for our children. Actually, what would even bring that about?
Do people just ask for DNA tests like randomly if they're okay?
The times I've read that people ask for DNA tests when they're about to travel abroad, I think that's one of the requirements to say, oh, if the child is yours or not. And then we've seen time and time men who have been raising children who are not theirs. And this is not excusing women and their bad behavior, because, girl, come on, you're giving us a bad name. You're giving us a bad name by stepping out. Like, if you're tired of the marriage or you're tired of the relationship, carry your kaya and be going. It's not like it's not that deep, except you're doing it to punish the man. But I don't know what would warrant you punishing the man like that. I think the only thing in my own book that would warrant you punishing the man like that is if he went to have a child outside. I said what I said. If you had a child outside, then okay. I was gonna say by all means, but I'm not teaching it.
By all means.
Please, we don't condone unfaithfulness, but I can see why a woman might want to do that. I can't see why a woman would want to do that. But besides that, like, if you say you want to get married to each other, then be faithful to each other. Except if it's in the case of maybe, you're a Muslim and then your Quran, because that's they say you can marry more than one wife, then that's fine. But even at that, you should be able to have a conversation with your wife to be like, okay, I'm about to marry another one.
So even if you want to marry more than one wife, I don't think they usually just ask for like DNA tests. The children are yours. You have the children in your marriage, so
I don't know.
It's very weird. It's weird behavior, honestly.
It is. I agree. If for instance, are my children, you can tell that they're my husband's children. Those ones, they took him and left nothing for me. My daughter now is looking like
looks
me.
Like you. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when I had her, she was looking like my mother-in-law. To the eye, to the everything. The only thing she didn't take from my mother-in-law is the nose, because my husband and his mom have a pointed nose. So if she had that pointed nose, it's all over. What other DNA test do you need? Then my son is his father's carbon copy. Nothing left for me. Now he's even a bit okay. When I just had him, he was like, no, I only came for this man. That's it, period. Right? So in those kind of cases, what do you say? But then there's also the matter of, if you've raised these children for 10 years, 20 years, and then you find out that they're not yours. I always wonder at the way they drop them like that and be like, oh, they're not my children, and they don't want to have anything to do with those children anymore. Not counting that those children, you're all they've known.
Right. Plus, I feel like, except the person is very hurt and feeling very betrayed at that moment, but like, it won't be as easy to just say, I don't want anything to do with these children again, because you are their father at that point. So it's really dicey, because the problem should be with the woman, because I don't think the children even knew about it.
Yeah.
I
think if that kind of situation comes up, take the children and be going. Leave the woman with that, because you raised them.
You raised them.
Yeah, you were emotionally responsible for them, financially responsible for them, physically responsible for them. You paid their school fees, got food. You were bonding with them. Like when they see you, they call you baby. Yeah, you say, oh, that's my daughter, that's my son. So for me, it's a bit somehow. I don't know, but would really, really like to know your thoughts before we're going to break, as to what are your thoughts on this? Are you yes to a DNA test? Are you no to a DNA test? Like I said, I'm even looking through the comments of this thing. Somebody said, I think it should be talked about. 100%. You have to talk about it. Well, even if
there's any problem with getting one, but doing it in secret is very bad, because how do you explain that? How do you explain that you did it secretly, and what reasons would you give for doing it secretly?
Oh, I did not trust you. Okay, what did I do that warranted you not trusting me? Did you ever catch me with a man? Was I behaving suspiciously? What else again?
Maybe the rising cases in paternity fraud that we're just hearing about. Maybe that's why. Because
yes, and that's why. But for me, I just think it's too. I don't know. Funny enough,
do you think it's a deal breaker if you find out? Considering
if it's for you,
what the lady said, yes. Do you think it's a deal breaker when you find out that it secretly did a DNA test?
Yeah, and then you not find out the son is yours. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you do the DNA test, like you said earlier, carry it to your grave.
Don't tell me.
Don't tell me. And if they give you maybe a letter, don't leave it in the house. Maybe put it in the vault or something. Why would you, like, you not say, like all those Nigerian movies, you not see you are searching for something, you not say,
right. It's usually the movies. Oh my god. That's so true.
No. No. Anyway, we're going to go on a break now. And when we come back, we shall continue the conversation and move on to other stories this morning. This is still Her Lands on Women Radio 91.7 FM. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back. Let's go on to the next story for today. But there's a message I see. This person says, any woman who is uncomfortable with the husband doing a DNA test is a promiscuous person. The argument about if the man has children outside doesn't make any sense. The point is that children should be with their biological father. If you got pregnant with another man, stay with the man that impregnated you, not hang up another man's child on anyone. It is also a big blow to the children or the child involved. Then I agree with your second part of the message where you say if you get pregnant, and that's what we said as well. If you get pregnant by somebody, then don't hang that child on somebody else. Like just carry your career and be going. I remember saying that very, very clearly, right? But to say that a woman uncomfortable with doing with her husband doing a DNA test is promiscuous is such a faulty argument. That logic is faulty, very, very, very faulty. And I would like you to call, defend yourself. What do you mean? I'm married. I do not do a DNA test. My husband is not going to ask me for a DNA test. And my point is, let's see this way. I am supposing that you're a man. Benjamin, can you tell me the name of the person who sent in this message, please? I'm supposing that you're a man, and I am not surprised at this message because think about it this way, and that's always been my argument. A man goes out to have a child outside, right? And then next thing we see the child come and he doesn't say, oh, that's his child. He says, oh, that's my nephew. And we've seen, you're muted, Miriam, and we've seen this time and time and time and time again. She'll say that, oh, that's my nephew, right?
Yeah,
and then
that's to bring the child.
And you bring the child home, so the woman is taking care of the child. There are some men who are even audacious enough to bring the child home and be like, moti, I told you,
but then she did bring the child home without the mother. Okay.
So when you say, like, men do some crazy stuff. Men, the audacity of men when it comes to things like this is mind-blowing, because they're the ones that will bring a child home and expect that their wives should take care of the child. That's number one.
How would a woman bring a child home?
The man bring, like, oh, this is my nephew.
A woman. How would a woman bring a child home?
Exactly. And then you might say that because it's fraudulent on both parts. The woman was raising that young man or that young lady thinking that she was, or he was her husband's nephew or niece, or mommy nika ba won toju something else. So auntie cousin me here, shall I see? And you're like, hold on, I don't know that person. And you're grasping at straws like, oh yeah, the mom died, and okay. But most times it's not like they even gave you a choice in accepting that child. It's like, oh, I brought him home because, again, like I said, the audacity of men is quite mad, right? I've not seen that kind of audacity before, and that's why this 2026 I'm going to move in 2026 with the audacity of a man. That's how it is for me.
That's very valid.
Yeah. So yes, a man would bring his child that he fathered outside home, expecting that his wife would take care of that child, and then the woman doesn't end up knowing until maybe 10 years later. And it's like, you know, see them say, mabinu, mabinu, and then they expect her to automatically forgive the man. Sometimes the child is in on it because it depends on how old the child is. If the child is you know that man is your father. You know
sometimes the kids
know that the man you are living with is your father, but he asked you to call him uncle because when you were at your mom's place, he used to come and see your mother. He used to send money for your school fees, and your mother told you that that's your father. Your grandmother told you that that's your father, so you cannot say that you do not know. So there's so many lives that are affected in this kind of thing. So whether you whether you have a child by another man and then you put it on your husband's head, whether you bring a child home and then make your wife believe that that child is your nephew or your niece, both are fraudulent. Nobody is saying that one is better. No, I'm not even here to say that, oh, don't do a DNA test. But I'm saying have a conversation about it. Don't do it behind your back.
Don't do it behind the person's back.
Me say that and remove your hair on your head to go and see if you are your father's son. Yeah, like if we all want to move mad, let's move mad together. Please. Okay, God's way, chica. Send a message. You're a man. I know. Now only man they send this kind of message. Yeah, call me or send another message. Tell us what you mean.
That's the way society distrusts women. That's why you would immediately go to that.
And guess what? It's actually men who are more untrustworthy because they're the ones who just do crazy stuff. Because society has groomed a woman to be virtuous, to be committed, to be pure, to be a virgin. But for the man, when you see a man that's sleeping around, Korini. Korini, that's what you'll be hearing. Please, miss me with that. Thanks. Anyway, let's go to the next story. This one says, married woman shares why she wouldn't counsel anyone to get married. Last week, myself and Fini had a session, and one of the things that we said was marriage has gotten such a terrible PR. Like, marriage has such a bad PR because we're seeing more of the bad ones than the good ones. This person says, as a married woman, I would never advise any woman to get married. Like, literally never. It's not worth it because no one tells you how heavy it feels living with a man who was never taught to be a partner. You do not share a home, you share stress. You do not just share a home, you share stress, you share emotional labor, you share the burden of his moods, his ego, and his silence. And the scary part is you can be married and still feel alone. People think marriage is love, but many women are surviving it, not enjoying it. You start missing the peace you used to take for granted, the quiet, the freedom, the version of you that was not constantly trying to be a wife, trying to be a mom, and all of that. So no, I would never sell that dream. If it happens, it should add to your life, not erase you. Now, as a married woman that I am, I believe that a lot of people go into marriage with grand expectations and a false reality of what marriage truly is. Marriage is not what you think it is. Marriage is hard work. And if you have parents that you probably live with, you can see that every day your parents are trying to just stay married. They're choosing to love each other. Marriage is hard work. The same way you go to university and university is hard work. The same way when you get a new job or you currently work somewhere and it's hard work. Marriage is hard work. Even with your friendships, you know how hard it is to keep a friend. It is hard work. But that being said, are there women who feel alone in their marriages? Yes. Are there men who also feel alone in their marriages? Yes. And I think it boils down to what you said, Miriam, earlier. What are you people talking about? You don't communicate. You don't communicate because, yes, unfortunately, the society that we live in is a man, is a patriarchal society. So whatever, it's a man's world. Right. Yes. And many women, many mothers did not train their sons to be anything but providers. Even the fathers, anything, they're just providers. Mothers never really train their sons to learn how to cook, to learn how to do the life skills that we have, right? And then you now marry and think that is the woman that's supposed to do everything, because most times you saw your mom also do everything for your dad. So you think that's what it is.
And they don't realize how strenuous that is.
Strenuous. I'll share an example. When I first got married, my husband was living in Port Harcourt. I was in Lagos, and we had decided that Lagos was going to be our base. We were not going to. I wanted to go to Port Harcourt. I wanted to be with him. He was like, no, he wants to even come to Lagos. And whenever he comes to Lagos, Mati Sunjele, I would have cooked like 1 million meals. And I'm like, oh, my king is in town. Oh, my king is in town. When my husband now moved finally to Lagos, it was really, really hard because it was not like, yo, it's different. You know, like, you have to do everything now. When you're not around, right? You come, I'm like, oh, my husband. But now we're living together.
That energy is there.
Yeah. Sir, you are going to have to learn how to wash your plates or something. Or take the trash out, or join me in the kitchen while we cook. Because if you don't figure it out before you get married, and then maybe your first year, second year of marriage, because you're waiting to have children, when you have children, you will sit-ins. Your life will
get even more tasking when you have children.
Absolutely. So. Yeah, so you have to be able to ask questions before you get into marriage. Okay, what are your expectations of me? Ask him to. And let him ask you what are my expectations of you as well. That way we know that we're on the same page, as opposed to you getting into a marriage with how you saw your dad treat your mom, or how you saw your mom treat your dad. Oh, my need problem. Abby?
I feel like that woman is probably like a cry for help, or like because usually, you know what they say? They say that happily married women don't come online to talk about their marriages, and that's why you have like PR for bad marriages. it's a scary world out there. Like, people genuinely think marriage is scary, and that's because you hear stories like this, and we're all thinking, well, it seems like the woman is getting the shorter end of the stick anyways, so why do it? And now here's a married woman listing out all these reasons. So you have to look well before you enter it, if you have not entered it yet, basically.
Yeah. If you have not entered, think well, ask questions, ask yourself a lot of questions. What
And
are you
actually speak
expecting?
to the person also, the person you're getting married to. So it won't be a situation of, but you didn't say all these things. And that's another thing, like, don't start something you cannot finish. If you start out with cooking every day, washing the place, doing all the labor, the domestic labor, it'll be kind of hard to just switch up and say, oh well, I'm not doing it again, and all of that.
Or more. I mean, for me, it's just a case of what, like I said, the expectations that you have of marriage, number one. There's even the matter of, besides money, what else, what men really, really bring to the table besides money? And in this day and age where we're seeing two-income households, like wives and
Right.
home, the income is coming from both ends. Like, what are we doing? Why am I still the
Yeah,
one?
then it feels kind of unbalanced. It's unbalanced,
Yeah.
the word. There's like an imbalance
Yeah.
there, because it's like, I'm working is working. Why do I have to be the one to rush home to cook and all of that? So yeah, I get it. What the woman said is valid, but then it's kind of dangerous, because people just make generalizations based off of all these things that we see. But everybody's experience is unique to them, I guess.
100%. 100%. And again, you can't take, I mean, there's some things that I learned from my parents' marriage that I can put, in my own marriage, but it's not everything, because they had a way of, is it living or a system of
Because
living
they're from another generation, so
from another generation as
that's
well.
another thing.
Yeah. So, I think for me, ultimately, is that if you're a mom and you're listening to us now and you have a boy child, it's important that you train that child in the way that they will not point finger and curse you as a mom and be like, who's your mother? She's not try for you. Because
All these things are basic life skills.
basically,
So
basically, stop raising entitled men. Oh, he will come and say, you not cook for me.
it's not just food. Some people actually go mental because of food, and it is actually crazy to watch, because you're like, it's food. Why can't you just go and make it yourself?
Exactly.
But really,
So all of that is what you have to take into consideration when you're getting married. If you're married as well, we hope that the few things that we've shared today has made sense, a lot of sense to you. From the first story, look, before you say you want to go and do a DNA test on your child behind your wife's back, please make sure you have a conversation first. Don't go and do it, because
do it with your chest, say it, and tell her you want to get a DNA test. Don't go there, don't cut corners. And then
Yeah.
what? You really keep quiet about it. You say, oh, I went to do. I feel like you try to relieve yourself of that guilt of doing
Yeah.
it, and then you go and say it and use your mouth to mess everything up. So
Yeah.
just
Anyway,
have a conversation.
yeah. Thank you
Or
so
trust your
much.
wife.
Today was interesting. I mean, the topics today very, very unique. Maybe we'll do the DNA test one again at some point, maybe when the ladies are back, because I'd actually like to know what their thoughts are on this. With that being said, we have come to the end of her land on Women Radio 91.7 FM. Today was interesting, like we said. Miriam, it was so good to do this with you.
It was good to be here on the program
Yes.
with you.
Yes, but I will see you tomorrow. Maybe. But
Alright.
10 o'clock is Radio Doctor. Enjoy the rest of your day. We still have amazing shows on Women Radio 91.7 FM for you. Do not go anywhere.